It's time to finally clean up the interior of our Xterra. Welcome back to the Auto Obscure Garage. Chadwick with you again for another installment of Project Xterra, and that is our 2008 Nissan Xterra Off Road. Today, guys, it's time to work on the interior. It's pretty gnarly. Yeah, it's real gnarly. Sticky steering wheel gnarly. Crusty stained seat gnarly. Weird smell kind of thing. Let's take care of that, plus some really nagging issues. Got a little list. The memory isn't what it used to be. Today we're going to remove the tint. That limo tint is obnoxious, can't see anything, especially driving at night down a trail would be an absolute nightmare. We got to take care of that. That can't be a thing. There's an LED bright light installed. I don't know why none of the rest of the lighting has been upgraded inside or changed, and I'm not a fan. I can't stand, are you guys the same as me? I absolutely can't stand LED lighting inside of a vehicle that doesn't have LED lighting. It just looks weird, it looks cheap. I can't stand it. So we're gonna put that back to a regular bulb. We're gonna do a deep clean on the interior to get rid of that aforementioned funkiness. We'll get that out of our Xterra. There's a really horrible actuator noise when you turn the recirc button on or when you start the truck every time. And it's a well-known thing for these Xterras. So we got a cheap fix for that we're gonna try out. And while we're in there, let's do the cabin air filter, because those things always get forgotten. They always have so much crap in them and no one changes them. So we have a lot of things to do. Let's get in the garage and definitely get a little bit dirty. Did some research, and an interesting finding was these rear windows come tinted from the factory. The glass is actually tinted, so you can't remove it on the 2008 Xterra. I think it's all the second gens, if I remember correctly. But that's after I remove the other tint. I'm going to show you, and that's after I remove the tint. It's still this dark. You can see through if you really press in. But let me show you the other side of the truck. It's a bit lighter once you remove that other tint, though. Here's a point of reference. If you look through the other tinted window, you can see how dark that is. It's rolled down a little bit, but look how dark that is. Yeah, it's so dark you can't see out of this at night. That's why we're removing the tint. And let's look through the vehicle. You can see the factory tint is much more see-through. That window is up. You can see through it just fine. We're about to start to take the tint off the driver's side front window. You can see the tint here. Start the window down a little bit so you can get the top and hopefully pull it down. So some things could happen depending on the quality of the tint. It could come off in one whole piece, which would be ideal. When I did the passenger side window, it came off in two pieces. So the tinted part, the clear part separated, basically means you have to do the job twice. Really annoying, but just expect that. If you take this off and you still see some stuff stuck to your window, it's the clear portion. Not fun. You're also gonna need a steamer to make this job a lot easier. So I couldn't find my large steamer, so I got a cheap little guy on Amazon. I think it's around 20 bucks. Definitely worth it for this job alone. You have to steam as you go. Obviously don't burn yourself. And then you're gonna use, I like to use one of these razor blade tools here, chip away at it, and once you get it going, you can kind of pull it down with your hands and just keep hitting it with steam to get that glue to release. That's it. Let's get into it, guys, and see if this side comes off decently. All right, we got extremely lucky that time. It doesn't look like there's any residue. None of the clear separated too. It started at the beginning, but we got it. Here we go. That was as smooth as it can go, guys. But yeah, take your time, patience, heat it all up, get that adhesive ready to release, and just kind of pull down strong and firm like that. That's how we remove the tint. I'll show you the back windows, as they're a little different. Doing the passenger rear window now. A little different because we do have that separated window. This is obviously a fixed piece of glass. You can't roll it up and down. So you just kind of get it started somewhere, hopefully around the edge. It's a little more challenging, but should still peel down. Again, try to get it in one piece. This will be just like the front window. So we have the window rolled down a little bit, get it started, start pulling it down. Back windows are done. Time for some even more challenging tint removal. Also, look how well you can see through this glass now. This is an interesting angle, but we're at the rear hatch of our Xterra. It's tinted back here too, but lucky for me, without even adding steam, I could see a part of it coming up here. So let's try to pull as much of that down by hand as we can and see if we can do it. You can see it took some of the defroster elements. I'll have to test the defroster, see if it works still. I hate tint on rear windows, but hey, it came off in one piece. And we're in the back of the Xterra. We're gonna take these rear side coverings off. I found a little corner down here that's a little loose. I'm gonna try to walk it out with my hand as much as I can and make sure it doesn't separate. Slow and steady, even pressure. And believe it or not, we have one final piece of tint left, and it's not a fun one. The next part of the tint job we need to do is my least favorite. Right over the front windshield, and it's limo tint. So when I get up to like a stoplight or something, I can't see. And I find myself driving, I tend to lower my head. Not cool. This needs to go. Hopefully I can find a corner. I'm gonna use my fingernails because I've been able to remove, ooh, already got a section. No more tint on the Xterra. This is a job that needed to be done. Visibility, safety, and for adventure. Tint removal complete. Can't stand these kind of bluish white LEDs in here. It does not match the rest of the lighting, which is that traditional yellow standard light. Just looks kind of cheap and weird, so we're gonna replace those bulbs. I'll show you guys how to do that. I replaced one of the bulbs and I want to show you guys the difference. That's a pretty big difference. So yeah, I love this standard color. It just matches the vintage of the vehicle. So I'm gonna show you guys how to replace the other one. It's really easy. This is really as simple as pressing up here and you get your pry tool wedged in there as far as you can. Just pop that off. You wanna pry from the inside because the way the tabs are set up, then you have a good view of your bulb in there. Simply replace that. Be careful, it can get pretty hot if you have the old ones in there. By the way, we're using these Hella standard brightness ones. These look great, match OEM. Should probably set you back $1, $1.50. We're then gonna get the tabs set up perfectly. One of them is flexible, one of them's not. So you wanna put the end that's not flexible in first. And now we wanna test. Now we're good. Let's put our cover back on. When putting the cover back on, I like to do the inside first where these two tabs connect. You'll hear them click once you line them up right. Boom. And there we go. We have OEM light quality. Now this strategy also works if you're just replacing a dead light bulb, but look at that. Matches the rest. With our tint out of the way, now it's time to adjust the rest of the interior. We want to get rid of the seat covers. The only damage I could see is the very common little bolster tear right there. I might try to sew that up a little bit. Fabric dye, make that look a little better. We got a lot of cleaning, a lot of dirt, dinginess, gnarliness in here. As you can see, yeah, this crumbly little pad they added up here needs to be fully removed. That's gonna make a disaster mess, I'm sure. E-brake lever is a good place, but all these little pockets are just full of filth. So we need to address that. Nice deep clean in here. Steam clean all the seats. Just make it habitable. More habitable anyway. I want to get rid of these seat covers from the day I've had it. So let's go ahead and pull those off. I think they just kind of slide over here. Seat covers are removed. Now before vacuuming the interior and everything, I want to get this aftermarket touchpad that's just disintegrated out of here because I know this is going to put debris everywhere. So let's use some plastic picks here and kind of get it out of there. Nothing too exciting about this next step. I'm just going to get my shop vac out and thoroughly vacuum the interior. I always like to do that before I start using any cleaners or anything like that. There's a lot of dirt in here, a lot of debris, so let's go ahead and vacuum it out. I'm about to vacuum up the back seat area and I see this book stuck in here. And lo and behold, it's a Haynes manual. I used to collect these things, and it is for this vehicle, the 2nd Gen Xterra. I really used to collect these for every vehicle I had back in the day. I love these things. Now, I could, it's like a $20 value, right? I could go ahead and sell this for 20 bucks online and recoup a little more budget if I need to, so we'll keep that in the back burner. But I'm gonna add this to my collection, wherever the heck that is now, of my old Haynes manuals. Awesome find.
What happens with the Xterra's soft cloth top here is that you put items in, they scrape on the top and leave those marks. You can get yourself a little fabric shaver, like a sweater shaver. They cost nothing.
Nice little tip there if you're trying to clean
Up the roof.
your Xterra. When cleaning the interior of a vehicle, the real detail work is what counts for me. Door jambs tend to get left behind and they get pretty gnarly, as you can see right here. So we'll get in there and do that, and then little stuff like, you can see I think that's the audio system underneath the driver's seat. We'll clean that up too. Just use a damp cloth for stuff like this, no need to soak it. And that's looking much better for the door frame, the inner door jamb there getting cleaned up. Looking sharp, and you can see under the driver's seat, got rid of all that dirt. Now, if you want to get in there and really deep clean, you got a nasty interior, I suggest starting off with a good spot clean, a good stain buster. OxyClean's really good. I like this one. Get a little scrubby brush, get in there and really agitate the fabric. After that, we can use our Bissell spot clean machine and touch up, but let's get in there and hose it down with this and scrub it up. I like to use my Bissell spot clean to really get in here and pull all the nasty stuff out of the fabrics. And what do we find inside our Xterra? Well, after using the Bissell spot clean, we got some pretty gnarly liquid out of there. Look how chocolate milk coffee that is. What do you say, cappuccino? Hot cocoa? Hard to say, but pretty nasty stuff we pulled from the seats and carpets. Yeah, it's good to have that out of here. The interior is looking great. Time to work on this dashboard, front area of the vehicle. I like a little Meguiar's Natural Shine. Kind of looks nice with this kind of heavy plastic environment we're going to be dealing with, but it just kind of cleans it up in here. It's pretty dirty. We'll get some brushes out, getting a little detail spots, but just going to overall do this. Oh, that's why I had a sticky steering wheel. That's disturbing. Let's do a little final tour of the interior from all the work we did. Everything's looking real good. Dashboard's really cleaned up. Look at the seats. No more stains. Looking real good. Floor mats are looking great. Center console area, we got the cup holders back in there thoroughly cleaned. Everything's looking good. You just look at the details. On the radio, HVAC units, our four-wheel drive controls, even the Nissan emblem on the steering wheel cleaned up. Gauge cluster looking nice back there. Driver's seat also great. Back seats as well. Yeah, super happy, guys. This interior is a whole different vehicle from what we originally started off with, so can't complain. Lots of hard work to make it what it is, but it looks fantastic in here. If you have that blend door actuator sound when you start your Xterra, it sounds a lot like this. Don't worry, you're not taking heavy machine gun fire. It's actually pretty easy to resolve that sound. I'm going to try to show you as best I can. It's kind of hard to get a visual on it, but it lives under here. Now to start this operation, we have to drop our lower glove box. I believe you can do that just by pressing in, if I remember right here. Oops. Yeah, and then there's a little string right here that connects to the back of the glove box. Now I've got a flashlight on it, sorry for the direct light there, but if we zoom in, you can see that little opening there. That's where the air filter goes, the cabin air filter. And above that is where you're going to see this moving piece. It's the blend door, and that gets hooked up. It's trying to move further than it can, and it makes this clicking noise. So there is a way to stop that. People have wedged things in there. I've seen a zip tie method, which I'm going to try first. I think that's the best way to go, but let's see if we can actually see it moving. I'm going to turn the truck to the on position. That's the piece that's moving. So when I put it down again, it's going to make some noise. You can see what it's doing there. Sorry, not the greatest angle, but you get what I'm working with here. So I'm going to put a zip tie at the bottom. So I need to open it up right now. Opens up just fine. Around those little bottom rungs there, and anything would really work, but I think a zip tie is better. It won't fall out. So that'll keep it from shutting. Let's try that. And don't worry, we're going to do cabin air filter after, guys. Let's take care of this noise first.
Here's my solution, just a little zip tie through there. You can see my black thick zip tie. You can see the air filter now. I took the cover off so I have more access. I popped the whole bottom glove box off too. Just extra access helps in these tight squeezes. But anyway, I'm going to hit the recirc button a few times and I'll show you guys what I'm working with. Door goes down just like that. It shuts almost all the way. Not a perfect seal, but it does prevent that noise. Opening again. No issues at all. Let's just do it one more time. Excellent. Farewell clicking noise. God, that was annoying. Alright, it is time to get that air filter out of there. I hope it's been done before. You never know with these things. These things tend to get forgotten.
And the answer is no, these have not been changed in quite a while. It's pretty funky if you look between the pleats here. And all kinds of particulate matter, all kinds of dust, all kinds of crap. And there's another one in there too. To get that second one out, right here, just kind of pull him over to the side. Let's see his condition. Yeah, this one's even worse. Look at this. Lots of big gnarly stuff. So that's what your HVAC is filtered through every time you use it. So yeah, time to pop new ones in. Went with these ones, pretty affordable. Got good reviews, so why not? Let's throw them in the truck. Slight difference between the old and new, I'd say. Yeah, time to get that old one out of there. Pay attention to your airflow. It's going to go in the vehicle with the airflow pointing down. Assemble the lower glove box like we did before. Do a sanity check now that everything's put back in there. Let's turn the vehicle on and see how silent it is. Nothing. Yes. Even for even more sanity, we'll hit the blend door button here. Nothing. Heck yeah. Door actuator noise taken care of and fresh cabin air filter.